Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. This is my preview for Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Guys, I do apologise that I haven't done my video from, last night for it to go up, and it's going up today because yesterday I was busy, and obviously today I'm actually not feeling that great. So I do apologise that it's going up now. Thank you to the new subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube channel. I do very much appreciate it. As you know, I'm hitting that 1k subs, and do you know what? If it wasn't for you, the subscribers, the channel would not be what it is today. So please do keep on following the channel and leaving back your feedback as well. Guys, we are back in Premier League action now. As you know, because we are playing in Europa League, our Premier League games will be on a Sunday. Great. But yeah, that's how it is right now. It's back to the Premier League action, and I think that at this point in time, top four is there for Arsenal at this precise moment, because Chelsea are not that great. Neither is Man United. Man United are actually not. They're about the same as us. Spurs are dropping points. Top four is there for the taking this season. So there shouldn't be no excuses. So what do we know about Arsenal at this precise moment in time? Well, against Watford a week ago, as you know that we came out and drew 2-2. Now, for me, during that game, we were an absolute shambles. We was 2-0 up, and then all of a sudden we gifted them 2 goals. One of them was a mistake from Socrates from playing out from the back. For me, we just gifted them the goals, and we just threw away the 3 points. And during that game, Watford had 31 shots on target. Now, for me, we shouldn't be letting teams come at us like that. We just shouldn't. It's like as if we've got no backbone in defence, and it's true, we haven't. But if you look at against Frankfurt in the Europa League, I think it's kind of brought us a confidence booster going into this game. I think it's brought us a bit of pride back into the side as well. Even though that it was a hostile atmosphere there, you could expect that we was expecting a draw out of that game, but we came away with a 3-0 win. So it looks as if our away form is slightly improving, because last time we played in the Europa League, we lost away from home, and Frankfurt, they were a decent side, but even in that game alone against Frankfurt, they had 20 shots against us. So it proves that we do need to tighten up big time. We haven't won, in our last 3 Premier League games. We lost against Liverpool, same old. We drew against Spurs, and then obviously we drew against Watford. But that Spurs game, we should have also won. The Watford game, we should have also won. So it's just 3 points we're just throwing away left, right and centre. And I think that this game against Aston Villa, we need to get back to winning ways. And for me, 3 points is a must. And I just want us to go out there and to show pride, and to go out there and show that we are a good team. And just to keep things simple, we don't have to play beautiful football every week. Let's just keep things simple, because maybe the boring football might actually get us somewhere instead of playing out from the back and whatnot. It's just ridiculous at the minute. I don't think that Unai Emery is still not showing what our style of play is. He's still not showing our identity or any improvements on defence. Everything seems to be exactly the same as what it was last season. I'm not seeing no changes at the moment. So that's what I think of Arsenal at this precise moment. And as I said, it is a must win, and 3 points has to be in the bag. What do we know about Aston Villa at the moment? Well, Aston Villa, they've won 1 game, drew 1 and lost 3 games. Now, the same points as what they've got at the moment is exactly the same what they started with the last time they was in the Premier League. And that particular season they got relegated, so it could actually end up going back to the same way. Now if you look at their last game against West Ham, they wasn't that great at all, considering West Ham went down to 10 men, but they still wasn't that great at all. But I reckon that when Aston Villa come to the Emirates against Arsenal on Sunday, I do reckon that they are going to be very defensive minded. So they're going to sit pretty deep against us because they know that they're going to see us as a threat in going forward. Now, in 2006, the last time we played against Aston Villa, I remember rightly, it was a draw 1-1 at the Emirates on the opening game. Even then, Aston Villa wasn't even that great. So, because I remember that game very rightly, that Gilberto Silva scored our goal. And they stopped our unbeaten run. I think it was them or either West Ham, either one of the two teams. Aston Villa haven't beaten us in the last 5 meetings that we've met. So obviously Arsenal are going to be expecting to get to extend their winning streak against Aston Villa and making it 6 in a row. So I'm hoping it's going to be the same. But as I said, this is a must-win game for Arsenal, and 3 points must be in the bag. Unai Emery has to get his tactics right, and also team selection is key for this game as well. So with that said, I'm going to get into my predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, and that is Bernd Leno. Pretty plain and simple choice for me. He's the Premier League goalkeeper, but the way Martinez was against Frankfurt, it looks like he could be creeping up for that number 1 spot. So Leno has got a bit of competition, which is good to see in terms of the goalkeeping position. But, he pulled out some great saves against Watford. But I'm sticking him back in, so I'm going to go with Bernd Leno. The formation I'm going with is a 4-2-3-1. Starting off in a defensive area at the right back, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm bringing him back in. I know he didn't play in the Europa League. I think he did in the last few minutes of the game. But he didn't really impact the game that much when he came on. So I'm sticking him back in. I know that he's not a defender, but at the moment he's doing the job. I know Bellerin will be key to come back very, very soon. I know he's played 62 minutes for the under-23s on Friday night. So it looks as if that Bellerin probably won't be far from coming back into the first team. So I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Playing at left back, I'm going to go with Sead Kolesnik. Pretty plain and simple. He played okay during the Europa League game. It's exactly the same. He's not good defensively, but he's good going attack, same as Ainsley Maitland-Niles. But we'll have to make do for now until Tierney comes back into the side. I know Tierney played 62 minutes also for the under-23s, and he looks pretty sharp. So I reckon he'll probably come back against Nottingham Forest maybe. So I'm going to go with Sead Kolesnik. We're going to move to the centre-backs. First off, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. I think Callum Chambers done pretty a solid job against Frankfurt. Done a solid job when he has played. So I'm going to bring him in because I think Socrates needs to be dropped because of the mistakes that he's been making. So I'm going to put Callum Chambers back in the side. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with David Luiz. Despite the mistakes that he's made, even against Liverpool, giving that penalty away, obviously against Watford as well, he wasn't really that great, but he will bring the long balls into the game, and I think he'll give us that bit of experience at the back, so I'm going to go with David Luiz. We're going to move into the midfield area. First off, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. I think that Granit Xhaka was pretty decent against Frankfurt, kept things very, very simple, cutted out the stupid mistakes. So it was pretty much solid performance. I want him now to carry on and bring that into the Premier League, to cut out those stupid mistakes. Just keep it very simple. Do what you have to do into the build-up of play, and swinging the diagonal crosses. So do what you've got to do. So I'm going to bring Granit Xhaka in. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. Wasn't too bad against Frankfurt. All I will say is that Lucas Torreira, I just want him to sit back to protect that back line. I don't know why that he keeps bombing forward. I really do not know why. Or because he's got a number 11 shirt, you know. He thinks that he can go and do the creative stuff. No, stay back. Do your strength that you are good at. Why we brought you in the first place. So I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. We're going to move into the attacking area, the three that sit in front. First off, out on the right, I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. I've got no problem with Nicolas Pepe at all whatsoever. I ain't got a problem with the way he's playing right now. I think that, as I said, what he needs is just a goal. Now, I know there's a lot of fans out there that are criticising Nicolas Pepe at the moment, but think about it for a minute. Think of how many games it took for Thierry Henry to get his first goal. Think of how many games it took for Dennis Bergkamp to score his first goal. You know, just be patient. And I think that once Nicolas Pepe gets that goal, then I think he will definitely hit the ground running. So I've got no problem. So I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Playing out on the left side, I'm going to go with the young Saka. Saka, absolutely brilliant. You know, he got 2 assists. Got a goal against Frankfurt in a hostile atmosphere. Now, if Unai Emery doesn't pick him, then I think that's a bit disappointing because he's done what he's had to do to get a start in the Premier League. And you know what? With Saka, he reminds me of Raheem Sterling. That's who he reminds me of. And I think he can give us a bit of natural width as well. So I would like to see Unai Emery to give him a chance. Because I think he's done what he's had to do to prove himself to get a chance in the Premier League. So I'm going to go with the young Saka. In that number 10 role, now this is where a bit of a headache. You know, you can have Ceballos in there. You can have Mesut Ozil in there. Even though Mesut Ozil was rested against, Frankfurt for some reason. He's only played 1 game, for God's sake. As I said, Dani Ceballos. I know he went over to Frankfurt, but he didn't get chosen to play. And I guess you could put Willock in there as well. But for this game, I'm actually going to go with Dani Ceballos. I don't know. Dani Ceballos seems to be the person that's making Arsenal tick at the minute. If you look at the Watford game, when he came off, we fell apart. But when he came on for Tottenham, you know, we were sensational. So I reckon that we should have him in the squad. And I think he will definitely be the replacement for Mesut Ozil. Because I think with Unai Emery not playing Mesut Ozil, it seems that could be the way that he's trying to, you know, push him out of the door. So that's why I've gone with Dani Ceballos. Playing up front as the leading striker is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Got no problem. Scored the goal against Frankfurt. Does what he does best. You know, he's got a goal and assist in every game that he's played so far for Arsenal. And I reckon that he could probably reach about 50 goals this season and get that golden boot. So no problems there. So, guys, that is it. That is my preview. That is my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments box, as always. Do you agree with my 1 to 11? If not, what you would keep, what you would change. Or if not, let me know of your 1 to 11. For my predicted score for this game, I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. If you are new around here, also make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you do not miss another video. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and make sure also you're leaving your comments below. Guys, until my players' ratings, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.